Eh.
let's go back to YouTube, see if we're receiving your content. And it has such a delay on it though.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. We're live now. So I'm not going to waste anybody's time today. I'm just going to get right into this. I've seen conservative commentator after conservative commentator either being hit with various copyright or community guideline strikes. I've been hit
Yes.
with a copyright strike from NBC Universal for a video I did making fun of Rachel Maddow. I've seen
It's
conservative
actually Mad Cow.
Mad Rachel Mad Cow, I called her, and I think that's what got me the strike in the first place. Because like someone at NBC Universal had to see my video. Okay, say this violates our rights. Take this down right now, and then that's what had to happen in order for it to be removed the way it was.
Mm.
Because I called her Mad Cow. But
Yeah.
I've seen conservative commentators getting banned or suspended from various social media platforms, and in some cases, if you look at the case with Lauren Southern, she actually got arrested in the UK. And the question is
Or-
like, why is this happening? And is it truly only affecting conservative commentators, or is it affecting all kinds of political commentators? You know?
Yeah. So I think I did hear that on liberals like TJ Kirk have
Mm-hmm.
actually lost subscribers. At least that's what I've heard, but nonetheless they haven't really been like censored or anything. I
But
mean, other
see,
than the Logan Paul video.
the thing is like I've seen, because over the last little while now, like over the last, I don't know, like 3 weeks, YouTube has been like purging political channels, especially ones that have you know gun
Yeah.
talk about guns and stuff like that. And people who like, they have like a channel that's like talking about guns and shooting and what to do this with this gun, how to reload this gun, just basically guns in general. Like they were shut down or suspended or taken down completely. And then YouTube came. I think I talked about this, and you had mainstream media outlets were saying like, "Oh, this is such a great thing." YouTube is finally cracking down on hateful content. And then like they came back and they were like, "Oh no, we're sorry, we didn't mean to do this." And then they restored the channels. And it was not only
Mhm.
conservative commentators. I saw people were complaining that it was also like progressive and stuff like that. People who were talking about gun control, and the algorithm bot couldn't distinguish between.
So which progressives can you name?
Hold on. Someone just told me to raise my volume.
Uh,
I don't know. Okay. I don't know if that made it better or not, because I try to raise the volume that way. I don't know if
hmm.
they could hear you, Seth. Like the people in the stream can hear you.
Hopefully they can hear me.
Well, hopefully, if they can, they would let me know if if they can hear you or not.
Yes.
But as of right now, we're just gonna. Okay, that's better. And
There.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
forgot what I was talking about too.
We were talking about
Oh, like
even
what's progressive streamer YouTubers might have been banned. I don't know if like
yeah.
anyone in per se, but I've heard like there were like people on the left who were getting the same purge because they were talking about their opinions on gun control. Obviously, we need to ban guns and whatever. But
Were they people um secular talk?
no, it wasn't him. If it was him, it would have been heard of. Probably like smaller channels, and this is why I made my backup channel just in case, because I would be considered like a puny YouTuber,
Yes,
and
you're only like 1,000 subs.
I'm like a little baby compared to some of these people, and which I'm
Mhm.
very happy for, by the way. I was so excited to reach 1,000 subs, and now I'm over that. But since I'm such a small channel, like YouTube, be honest, they don't give two shits about me, So
Mhm.
if I step out of the line, they have no problem, just dumping me, just deleting my channel completely. And
Yeah.
if they're deleting like larger ones, people with tens of thousands of subscribers, they have no problem deleting me. So that's why I created my second channel, just like, it's like a backup, just in case something happens to me. And if all the bullshit that you see happening to other conservative commentators, even people like Alex Jones, who has 2 million subscribers, they were
Yeah,
getting,
he was threatened to be deleted altogether.
yeah, like CNN was going behind the table trying to like say, hey, YouTube, you should ban this man. You should take him offline because he's controversial and stuff like this. So you just take him down, strike this video. And it's really scary that that CNN can you know do this. Like they can go online and say, go to YouTube and say, hey, we don't like this person, ban them. And that's a very scary precedent because it shows YouTube being very favorable to big media companies, MSNBC, Fox News, and CNN, and all the others. And when it comes to alternative media like myself, it's like, well, fuck you guys, basically, And that's the scary thing, because during the 2016 election, alternative media sources like myself were the ones pushing the social consciousness of the election and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're banned offline, then it just goes back to listening to stupid mainstream media outlets and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I don't even know why they're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate their excuses like, oh, it's just an accident. Like, we know that they've done this multiple times. I don't think it's going to be an accident.
Yeah, Catspaw has a good point. It was like that kid they were blackmailing and threatening to dox him over the while, because I remember this.
Oh, yeah, when Trump retweeted that.
Little gif, yeah, about
Yes.
back in
Yes,
his
that funny
wrestling
gif.
days. Yeah, they were very triggered by that. And CNN, they found the guy and he was like, they were like, if you release anything else, we're gonna release your information to the public and stuff like that, which is literal blackmail at that point. And I didn't
Okay,
see.
so yeah, I don't get here's the thing, like I don't understand how, in the last stream, my governor, he's under investigation for blackmail, but CNN publicly does this, and that's just fine. It's like,
And see, the thing is like these big media firms, like they can get away with so much bullshit. And I think it's because obviously they have the big banks and the corporations backing them. And let's be honest here, YouTube is a company, and their main motive is profit. So
yeah,
if you have like a little small media alternative outlet like myself, and just someone like CNN, YouTube for profit reasons are going to side with CNN because CNN is bringing in the money. But I think it's poor judgment on YouTube's part, because as a tech form, they should see the turn of the tide, because they have the news media, the old one like CNN, MSNBC, that they're becoming old, and people are distrusting them more and more. If you look at your generation, the Generation Z,
yeah,
you guys don't even watch cable for the most part. Your entertainment is either Netflix or YouTube, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think just in 2017 alone, like 8 million people cut the cable. So this is a trend that isn't going to stop. So
Yeah,
in the years to come, and I think by 2020, CNN, MSNBC, and all these other ones will have even less power than they had before. Because we all know, like online, especially on YouTube, the hashtag fake news has been thrown around at CNN for the good part of 2 years now.
mm-hmm.
And that's not going to stop either. Like people distrust the media more and more and more, and with good reason too, because the media is,
They're
it's
liars.
they're liars, they're literal fake news, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
eh, they deserve to go down. You know,
Yeah,
Plague Bearer is saying, "Call me via the Google thing." the, the Google thing, I like that. Let me see if I can call him in.
okay.
Let me see. Invite. Because I don't even know how to do this myself, to be honest with you.
You
What's
know,
up?
what's up?
Oh, there he is. Okay. He's here.
Sorry for the late appearance.
Oh, it's okay.
Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. Like me and Seth were talking about, the conservative commentators just being, ass raped by YouTube. And I made a video about Lauren Southern, who literally got arrested in the United Kingdom for horrible racism, absolute bigotry that she was committing.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show you, like, the censorship of people is
It's gone too far.
it's going too far, and the good thing is that this is in the UK, it's not in America.
Yeah. Well, you can't even pick a president.
Right, like in the UK, it's complete censorship. The UK and the rest of Eastern Western Europe has just gone down the rabbit hole of censorship, and they've gone too far down this liberal rabbit hole. So
Yeah.
being censored over there is it's normal. They look at someone, like Americans are like, you guys have, the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, and that's like completely alien to them because they don't have these things. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I was gonna have like I was thinking like maybe I should go to the UK and wear like a fuck Islam shirt and see how long it would take for me to get like arrested.
Well, hey, tell me how prison is when you do try it.
Like I know they want to do shit to me, but well, I'm a basically a nobody at this point, but they could.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had the means to do it, I would probably like, yeah, I'm going to go to the UK with like a fuck Islam shirt and see what happens.
Though that would be interesting to see and probably quite comical. I probably wouldn't recommend it.
I would want this thing to be streamed. I want you guys to see me get like beat in with batons and like dragged away and like with pepper spray all
Because
over my
I
face.
think as a legal U.S. citizen, they wouldn't be allowed to do that, not without facing some serious repercussions.
Yeah, I mean, like I think they only held Lauren Southern for like a couple of hours and then they like they let her go. But the thing she was arrested for was like she was having this little stand and she was selling like these Allah is a gay god with like the gay background, like the rainbow background, and then like they had like some like Muslim Arabic writing on it, and like that's what she was arrested for. And it's just, and I said in the video, like, could you imagine back in like the 90s and early 2000s, you have like these gay people who saying the Christian God is a gay God, and they were arrested for that. Like it would be a fucking just everybody will lose their fucking minds. But I think since it's people on the right already, people who aren't on the right already assume people that are on the right as like bigots and Nazis and stuff like that. So they see it in their minds that it's okay to censor us. It's okay to beat on us. It's okay to shut us out of media and stuff like that because we just have bigoted opinions. We have wrong think.
Yeah. I. Eh.
At least that's their train of thought.
Yeah, they're trying to fall, but I think it's the good thing is that um, the society is favoring more conservatism, traditionalism, and nationalism. And I think that,
Especially with my generation.
yeah, your generation is it's supposed to be so much better than mine, the millennials.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, like it's
Yeah, we can only hope.
we're praying. I think it's like upwards of like 60% of your generation is more conservative than mine, the
Yeah,
millennials.
we're supposed to be most conservative since the boomers or Reagan. So.
Yeah. You guys look like the literal Hitler youth compared to my generation.
Well, I mean, it's just here's the thing: like Hitler didn't do anything wrong, so why hate him?
Like, yeah, Hitler did nothing wrong. Hitler did nothing wrong.
God, YouTube's probably gonna flag the hell out
Oh
of us.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God, you guys
Yeah,
are
this is
racist.
it, guys. I'm gonna be terminated after this. Fuck it. Hitler did nothing wrong. Yes. No, but the thing
You
is,
did nothing wrong. Ah.
oh god, there's a literal Nazi on this site. Like like we're looking high and mighty to find ourselves an actual Nazi person.
My
Actually,
God, have we
people.
checked our white privilege lately?
No, we haven't. We need to get banned and shut down. We're just such horrible people. It's just like
I'm ashamed that I'm white.
Yeah, I'm so ashamed. Like I hate I hate my
Oh my
white
god,
skin.
yeah, I'd rather wish I was blue right now. Oh my god.
Yeah, if I could die and I could come back as anything, like I would probably be like, like an Indian man, like from India, and just like reek of curry.
No, actually, if there's aliens on other planets, just please, if there's reincarnation, please become an alien. Just stay away from Earth.
Yeah, I would recommend aliens. Don't come here.
Always fucking aliens.
Like, if they came here and their leadership were like, hey, we like it here. We think you humans are cool. I would say
Bigots!
I would say get in your ships, get the hell out of here. Cause like,
Okay.
because I know humans. We want to experiment. We want to. The government would want to train obviously weapons with them, and the
Yeah.
religious people on Earth, they want to they want to take kindly to aliens. But the back to the topic of today's stream,
Spring.
we got we got very much off topic. Well, what did you send me,
Yeah.
Seth? You can't
Oh, it's just
unsee
a reason
this.
why aliens won't visit us.
The reason why aliens won't visit us. We
Yes.
know why they won't visit us, because we're fucking crazy. They probably look at us like, I'm pretty sure if they're technologically advanced as we think they are, that they were probably able to see the media that we put out and see that in our movies that we bomb other alien countries, or the alien planets. We blow up the entire planets. That they look at us and they're like, these are fucking barbarians. So let's
Goodbye.
yeah, let's stay away from these people. Let's just observe them like fucking gorillas at the zoo. They're like,
They've probably viewed us during our Neanderthalic years and pretty much think, oh, well, the only thing that's really changed is the fact that their technology's advanced a little bit more.
yeah, they went from you know, flinging their shit around from like flinging rocks around now. That's how far technologically
Big shiny rocks,
yeah,
mind you.
big shiny, very very fast rocks, by the way. And speaking of rocks and stuff, I'm going to do a story tomorrow, and it's about in Florida. Literally, a man had his guns taken away because of his mental illness, and Governor Rick Scott signed a bill.
Oh, we know about that bill. Like,
You do? You know about that?
I think it rose the age limit
To 21, yes.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it raises the age limit, which I think is completely fucked up. And
Like if you had
And
a family at
unconstitutional.
18,
Go ahead. Sorry.
so I think it's stupid because if you had a family at age 18, 19, and 20, how are you gonna defend yourself?
right.
Yeah, dude. Like, my aspect, because of that, if I was in Florida right now, I'd be fucked.
Yeah.
Plague, aren't you like 19 or something?
Going to be 19. What is it? The 17th. Going to be 19 in let's see,
If your
8
state
days.
if your state goes around and says, you can't own a gun because you're under 21, I would advise you to go try to buy one. That they say no to you, and then sue the fuck out of the state. Because this happened in Oregon.
All I gotta say is, already got that covered.
Because this happened in Oregon. Some person tried to stop some 18-year-old or 19-year-old from buying a gun. They sued the state, and now they're like fucking millionaires. So I would advise you, if that's like the get rich quick scheme right there, because they would be literally violating your rights as a American citizen, because they're stopping you from owning a gun even though you reach the age of majority. It's completely unconstitutional. But the story that I was going to do,
Yeah, we should be doing the whole thing topic now.
Yeah, we really should get onto the topic.
yeah, well, you know me, I go on until a blabber sometimes.
We're all known for it. Don't feel bad.
But the thing
Yeah.
is, with back to the topic, it's just that people, especially conservative people, like they make a hype about being banned or being censored and stuff like that, and I do agree with them, because if the YouTube, even the YouTube CEO has had literal sit downs and conversations with the young turds, so I think it's pretty clear about their bias, So, but
Oh, actually, Kirk, I got a couple pictures I want to send you via phone.
oh, okay. And do you want me to
because
put them on the stream?
if you wish, um,
Well, if you want me to put them on the
there are a couple pictures that I've actually received. It was like during my time when I was on iFunny, but this guy actually posted like pictures and shit of YouTube's like all of YouTube's bullshit,
well,
basically.
if you want, you can send them to me on the Google Hangouts, and then I can put them on the stream, and then we can talk about them. And then
Is
if
Well,
you
one
want,
of them?
the thing is, they're just on my phone though. That's the problem.
oh, okay. Well, send them through my phone, and then I can send them to my email, and then I can do it. Okay.
Was is one of them Susan Wojcicki with Cenk Uygur?
No, no, no. It's pretty much like they had like an inside guy on there,
Hmm.
and they posted like all the process of like the complete like bullshit processes of what's considered to be able to be taken down and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the thing is, like obviously YouTube, I think they do have a bias. I don't blame them for that because every company, every business owner,
Everyone's biased.
right. But the thing is, if you're gonna let that affect the way you conduct your business, I think that's what's gonna make your business truly suffer because you have to understand that you know censorship, especially in the online world, is
The
never.
hell was it?
That was one of you guys.
That wasn't me. Unless my house is haunted all of a sudden.
Oh, must have been my brother getting in my room.
Hmm.
But yeah, you guys go ahead and chit chat. I'm gonna go ahead and send these photos to my email.
Okay, I'm not done sending them. I got like, let's see, about another 6 more to go.
Okay.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it is. But go ahead.
Go ahead,
So
Seth.
okay, so I don't I don't know why YouTube's even doing this in the first place. I think it's because Susan Wojcicki somehow sometime just became SJW. I don't even know where they get this whole censorship idea from.
Most of it's just out of the blue.
No, they think it's a good idea to and most of it is because they're trying to appease big business, like other big corporations and stuff.
Yeah, like
Because
some
of
of the corporations I've noticed. I think even, if I'm not mistaken, I think Pepsi even went a little libtarded for a bit.
What do they
Um,
do?
I think they announced some shit like some anti-Trump bullshit. I'm not sure if I said this one or not. But,
Uh,
they did like some anti-Trump bullshit or something like that a little while back, like a couple months, possibly even a year or so. I'm not even sure.
all right, I'm never drinking Pepsi again. Never eating chips again. Thank you.
yeah,
But
that's bullshit, Seth.
basically, basically as soon as they announced all that shit, they noticed their sales started to go plummeting. So they're like, oh no, 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 no. All of a sudden their sales started to kind of go back up as soon as people realized like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like my advice to business owners would be like, don't put your
Don't share your
business.
political opinions. No one fucking cares. You run a business. Just shut the fuck up. Buy and sell shit. Do what the hell you got to do. Don't state a political opinion. You're
It's
not
this,
on a platform.
it's the same thing like celebrities and actors and singers who share their political opinions. Doesn't matter which side they're on. They're going to get slammed either way because people, especially who are heavily into political issues, they're going to see a individual actor or singer who's either on the right or the left. Majority of them are on the left, and they're going to be like, okay, well, this person, like they're allowed to have their opinions, but if they go out of their way to like openly just talk about things like you have all these celebrities going on about gun control and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh my god. I'm shocked that Jimmy Kimmel didn't talk about this.
Oh, he makes me sick. He fucking makes me sick. Like every time I log into YouTube, there's his fucking face, and it's just like I hate him
I
so
honestly forgot who Jimmy Kimmel is.
bad. Well, I'm envious of you at that point because Jimmy Kimmel, who was that other idiot, Stephen Colbert,
Yes.
and that other dummy, Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah.
Yeah, it's just like
Oh, I
why
fucking
is
hate him.
why is YouTube promoting these people? Like I don't watch their content, You know, I don't
I don't
watch
either.
any of their videos, but they're still being recommended to me. Like, what are you doing, YouTube? I don't want to see these assholes. Stop promoting them to me.
I think
And
I think at that point they're just trying to troll you.
no, I think they're just trying to push these people. You know, that they're trying to say, hey,
Constant
yeah, no,
bullshit.
yeah, this is what you need to watch. This is the type of content that we want to, you know,
Shove down your throat.
right, shove down your throat. Like, no, watch this now. You know, and it's like,
Say every time one of those videos pops up for me, I hit every single fucking thing besides I've already watched this video. I don't like the video. I have no interest in the channel. Refresh the
I
page.
hate
All
that.
of it's
Like
gone.
they promote liberal stuff, but they try to shut down us.
sorry, like I have, like I don't. Like, the thing about what I hate about my place is that people drive down here like just crazy. So every once in a while, you're gonna hear like a truck or something like that drive by.
Okay.
Mine's kind of a little more off the road, so I don't have to worry about it. I will say this for me,
Mm-hmm.
um, all these like liberal ads and shit that pop up, I just refresh the page and just do it again. If they piss me off enough, I just activate ad blocker and just continue with the video.
The thing is like when I log into, you know, obviously YouTube, I have my various channels I like to watch, and none of them is Jimmy Kimmel or the other fucking idiots. But
The young
still, they
turds
are
and
in my
shit.
homepage. You know, it's like I don't even watch these people. Like, get them the fuck out of here. Like, why are they here? And it's just like
Hmm.
infuriates me. Like, why? It's so obvious that YouTube is biased in their politics, and that's fine. Like, they're allowed to have their opinions and whatever. But
But like they take it to promoting liberals and censoring conservatives.
yeah, it's like it's hard for them to do this because it's like, okay, like we don't like conservative people. Like that's what YouTube says in its mind. We don't really like conservatives that much. We don't particularly like Trump fans at all, you know. And we're going to put into this algorithm and where, you know, you talk about guns, you try to, you know, promote anything about gun control, it's either you're going to be demoted or strike down or anything like that, because even if you're talking about a gun, the algorithm is going to see that as like you're talking about war footage or something like that. So
Or
they
some kind
either
of act of terrorism or some shit.
exactly, and it's like they're so PC, and you know, I think a lot of it is business behind it because you look at these big corporations like Pepsi and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
During the apocalypse, they saw this as an opportunity to get leverage over YouTube. Say, okay, we can use this to our advantage and say, okay, we're pulling our ads until you give us more control over your platform. You know, give us more of a, you know, where we want our ads to be placed. And YouTube wanting profit, you know, they literally bent over backwards and spread their ass cheeks for the big corporations. And that's where you led to the problem of now. And corporations are still doing this, you know, okay, they're saying, well, you still have, you know, questionable content on the site. You know, you're not doing enough to censor people with wrong think. You're not doing enough, YouTube. So YouTube, again, being motivated by profit, is going out of its way to censor. If you look at Alex Jones again with his recent strikes and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
CNN being a multi-million dollar company and who is backed by big corporations and stuff, CNN basically just came out to YouTube and said, we don't like Alex Jones because, you know, obviously Alex Jones InfoWars is a direct competitor with CNN, especially on the YouTube field, even though YouTube literally promotes CNN all the time. They're
Hmm.
InfoWars is still competing with CNN, and CNN doesn't like that because they have less control. So what do? They go to YouTube and they say, okay, we you know he has questionable content. Give him a couple of strikes, and then YouTube bent over backwards and did this.
You know, I don't understand how this would like be profitable for them because especially with recent bull crap, the NFL they've been losing ratings and Papa John's has been losing money because of being tied to NFL. And like I think yeah they're gonna end up like MySpace something like that.
What?
Well, I just thought like, how is this profitable for them? Like, especially with how today is. So,
Well, see, the
they're
thing
gonna-
is with big tech firms is that their time as being big is limited. If you look at MySpace, back in my day, it was the biggest thing. Like everybody used MySpace. Everybody talked about MySpace. And then now it's you go to the site, you see fucking literal tumbleweeds going across your screen.
they need to
And
realize they're not too big to fail.
yeah, and this is the problem with YouTube. And I get it. There's no direct competitor with YouTube, and YouTube owns like 30% of the advertising market. I get it. Okay, so they have a lot of confidence. They're very arrogant, but at the same time, don't believe you're too big to fail. And I don't want YouTube to go anywhere because I honestly like using YouTube. It's a big part of my entertainment value. So why would I want it
Yeah,
to go
same
anywhere?
here.
And by YouTube continuously making these changes and promoting this, demoting that, making this change, it's like stop it. Too many changes is bad for you. This is what happened with MySpace. It changed too fast, too soon, and people didn't like it and they left. The same thing with Facebook. Facebook, it was fine in the beginning. It was easy to use, but then they kept changing it, making it more complicated. Your fucking homepage is just a fucking mess. It's just cluttered with shit, and that's where Facebook has died off. But YouTube is making the same mistake because they're targeting conservatives a lot. They're targeting the Alex Jones. They're targeting the Steven Crowders. They're targeting all these other people who have political opinions that YouTube themselves don't agree with. So they find it perfectly okay to censor these people because in their minds, these people have wrong thing. These people are bigots. These people are literal Nazis. They're like, okay, we can ban them. We can censor them because of this. And this is YouTube's problem. And this is where YouTube is really fucking up. Because in the case of Seth's generation, the Generation Z, since you guys are more conservative, you guys are going to be less friendly to this kind of censorship, less friendly to this kind of behavior. So this is why the Democratic Party has essentially lost Generation Z. They lost an entire generation because of this censorship, because of their ever push for their liberal agendas in schools, literally forcing this kind of shit down your guys' throat. They've lost a complete generation, and this is how the right wing more or less lost the millennials too. It's a generational thing. But since if YouTube wants to stay relevant, because all they need to if YouTube banned and deleted Alex Jones' channel, like it just disappeared, 2 million people would have been up in arms, or at least a couple 100,000 active users.
They will be mad.
They would have been pissed. And then Alex Jones might have said, okay, I'm leaving. I'm taking my fans with me. That's hundreds of thousands of people, potentially over 1 million people that are going to follow Alex Jones onto another site.
And that's actually a decent amount of money for them.
Yeah, that's a decent amount of money. But I'm obviously the main big players in YouTube who make the millions of dollars, who make YouTube millions of dollars is the music channels, the people with over 10 million subscribers and stuff like that who get hundreds of millions of views a month. But the thing is, all these other, even with 1 million subscribers, they're considered like small channels in the eyes of YouTube. Over like 2,000 people have over 1 million subscribers, and obviously all the vast majority of them are not being political channels. But even news and politics is still a category that makes YouTube money. I don't think they're willing to risk just saying fuck that entire that entire category, because obviously if they did, they would have to say that way to MSNBC and shit like that.
Category, parcel, unit, whatever. I'm not even sure if parcel would count, but whatever section you feel like calling it.
I don't know. I think
it's a huge chunk that I don't think they want to lose, because that's a huge aspect of money rolling in. Probably I'd estimate $50,000 to $100,000 a year or something like that. Possibly more. Chances are it's possibly more.
They don't seem to care.
But they honestly don't seem to, because I've noticed YouTube keeps trying to like put on, like whenever I view like any kind of political videos, like Kirk's videos, for example,
Hmm.
whenever I try to view his stuff, I get stuff from like MSNBC, CNN, and all this other, and like AMC, not AMC, but whatever the fuck other liberals channels are for TV and shit. And I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, I really do not want to see this shit. If I wanted to see that, I'd be going on to those channels and or watching the news networks. I'm not trying to pretty much corrupt myself into the basically the stupidity that is liberalism. I'm not trying to do that.
Uh,
Well, see, the thing is like YouTube, they're obviously biased, so they're going to promote people who they like, who they want to see do good, which is the Jimmy Kimmels, the Stephen Colbert's, the CNNs, the Young Turds.
yeah,
These are the
I'd
people.
say promoting, I guess, is fine. Just one thing, but censoring, that's just too far.
Yeah, but see, the thing is like this is where they're fucking up again, because they're going to make the mistake of censoring the right wing, and then obviously they're going to promote left wing channels and stuff like that. And the thing is if you look at other channels who were promoted by YouTube, they gain a lot of subscribers, but then a lot of their subscribers become inactive or uninterested in their content, so they stop watching. So they have like a really fucked up views to subscriber rate. But then YouTube still tries to promote them. Like if you look at all these gay channels, like the Tyler Oakley, the other ones, like they are, they're constantly using, because YouTube promoted them so much, and they didn't gain that following that they have organically, because YouTube was too busy promoting them. That's the same thing with CNN and stuff like that. CNN, they have a pretty big channel, but a lot of it is going to be, people who are mostly inactive, or people who, are bots, because over the last, like I said, 2 years, CNN has literally taken a fucking beating. Not only from the alt media, but from literally the president of the United States. So it's I don't see so many people being interested in CNN's content.
Yeah, and what's really weird?
Hmm.
Despite, do you know these two black conservatives called Diamond and Silk?
Hmm.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah, so they actually were censored before.
When during the election,
No, like just they were censored like some random point. It's just points like it's weird how they even censor black conservatives.
it doesn't matter if they're
Yeah.
black conservatives, white conservative, Mexican conservatives. It doesn't matter, and
Yeah.
obviously black people, if you so happen to be black and conservative, you're going to get the hammer to you, because you're going to be called a sellout, and you're thinking white, or you're just going to get all kinds of shit. But the
Uncle
left,
Tom, all kinds of shit.
right, and the liberal left loves to talk about racism, but then like, they don't see the real racism that they put out against black people and other minorities who so happen to be conservative. And this is why I think a lot of minorities don't become conservative, or keep that on the hush hush, because they don't want to feel the backlash. Because like if you look at these different communities, like the black community, the Mexican community, and stuff like that, it's
Yeah.
they have like a whole mentality. Like the black mentality is, you vote Democrat, you don't like Republicans, and that's like just something that it's just commonly accepted within the black community. If you go outside of that, that's when you get attacked, and that's Ben
Hmm.
Carson talked about this. It's just that's just how it is. It's
Yeah. Sucks.
but it's
I
just
mean, if Ben Carson, growing up in a ghetto, can come out pretty much as he is today, a fucking brilliant brain surgeon, it just goes to show you, it's not the situation, it's the person
right.
behind
It's
every
just
single situation
it's
that you
individual.
face.
It's the individual, right? It's not because you're black. It's, well, we're keeping you down, boy. It's because it's you. It's up to you to make it into this world. It's not my. It's not me. It's you. It's you. And people. The Democrats really push that onto the minority communities. It's no, it's these evil white people, it's these evil Republicans who are keeping you down, and a lot of these minorities believe this shit. They fall for it. It's like the
It's
I
Hook,
made it
line, and sinker.
right. I made a video about how the DACA people were abandoning the Democrats because they feel like the Democrats aren't upholding, their end of the bargain, which is giving them amnesty. And now these DACA people are saying, these Democrats were, they're never for us and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, no shit, they were never for you. They wanted to use you as literal, fucking pawns to stay in power. And this is what they're gamed the whole time.
I'm just sitting here like, now you fucking realize this? After how long?
Yeah, there was this one woman who was like, oh, I supported the Democrats for 19 years, even though they haven't done shit for me. It's like, 19 years, they haven't done shit for you, but you still fucking support them. It's like, you're fucking retarded at that point, but it's like, it's a mentality that's in these minority communities, like in the black community, again, it's like, you're supposed to vote Democrat. That's just common knowledge. Mexicans are the same way. It's like these evil white Republicans, don't vote for them because they hate you. Meanwhile, the Democrats literally use you guys. They put you into boxes. The Democrats talk a big game of unity, but then they easily separate people into boxes. It's just hypocritical behavior.
Oh, Kirk, did you get all those pictures?
Yeah, I did. Like, how many did you send me? Like, at least... How many did you send me? You sent me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I believe it was 9 grand total.
Yeah.
I may have sent one in double.
That's quite a bit to show on a stream, buddy. That's quite a bit. I wish it was, let's see. Sensitive category, inappropriate language, description, lewd or explicit language in the audio, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't know. That's.
I will say this, though, as you're like looking through those.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my shit, just because I block out all the liberal stuff that I see, even despite how many times it just keeps popping up, and despite the fact that I keep blocking the channels.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my shit consists of like sciencey shit, metal, like really heavy shit, and some political stuff like Kirk stuff. Other than that, I pretty much have nothing else as far as entertainment on YouTube.
Yeah,
like I use YouTube for shit like, like I use it for Kirk's videos. So I can kind of partway keep up on the political stuff. I watch Fox here and there to kind of gain a half aspect of what the fuck's going on. I mean, I listen to some of the music on YouTube to find out what the hell to add to my music collection for metal and everything else. And I watch some sciencey shit, like, for example, like just for shits and giggles, like something like an 1,000-degree knife versus whatever the hell. I mean, I find that kind of stuff interesting because I'm like, ooh, is there going to be a chemical reaction or something? That's what I find entertaining, and that's all I use YouTube for. Right. I don't use YouTube to try to promote my political opinion. I use YouTube to pretty much, find some gaming shit, maybe, post, like record a gaming session of one of mine and just, roll with that. Post it up there. People watch it. Hey, good. If people don't, oh well. Do another game.
Yeah.
That's how I do shit.
Yeah, YouTube
and
is
it's
a big
pretty effective system.
Yeah, YouTube is a big place for entertainment. And like I said, the younger crowd, we're not sitting on the couch watching cable TV.
Yeah.
We're watching YouTube, we're watching Netflix and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think now I just have to realize, like, I think people like CNN and MSNBC are censoring people is because, they're trying to get rid of the conservatives and get, the people to watch them.
And it's failing horribly.
Yes, exactly.
It's very failing horribly. It's a train wreck.
But because they are infected by the mental illness of liberalism, they will not learn their lesson.
No, they will not. I will say this. I have seen a couple people, relatively within, since I'm still in school right now for like another month or 2, 3, possibly.
Yeah.
Sadly. I've seen at least 1 or 2 people. Of course, I'm not going to say names.
Yeah.
I've seen at least 1 or 2 people that are just hopelessly gone to liberalism. They pretty much have the aspect of if something breaks, like in the terms of economics, they're called the quote unquote good consumer. Don't repair anything or anything like that. Oh my God, I hate Donald Trump for reason X, Y, Z, whatever, and some random buzzword thrown in there. And
yeah,
I'm just like, you really are just part of the damn herd, aren't you? Like, I literally hear them just regurgitating the exact same shit I hear the liberal media say. Granted, we're all kind of bound to repeat something, but it was literally like word for fucking word. I'm just like, oh my god, you were helplessly lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's like I was saying, like the younger generations, like my generation, the millennials, and then like the younger, older and younger Generation Z's. You guys don't watch cable TV. I
Yeah.
don't
So
watch
once
cable
we,
TV. You
yeah, once
guys,
we take over, they're gonna have to either learn like just go, to start accepting point of views and also go online, or just shut down.
yeah, you guys are gonna have to
Basically.
deal with my generation first, though, because like my generation is the SJWs, the feminists, the short-haired.
I
Like
feel sorry for you, Chris.
yeah, being a millennial isn't, it doesn't have a lot of pride connected with it. Like my
It sucks.
generation, the millennials, we were supposed to be the good generation. We were supposed to be like the best generation. And then like it came out like we're just shit. We're just terrible. So and now Generation Z has to come in and literally kind of like mop up the fucking shit that we had. I'm sorry, but that's what you guys have to do. You guys have to,
Help me clean your mess.
yeah, you guys have to clean the mess. Because your generation isn't gonna like the previous generation's bullshit. You guys aren't gonna like the censorship, the liberalism, this push for LGBT stuff. You guys aren't gonna really like that kind of stuff. So in
Yeah.
order, you know,
I will say this though.
hmm,
Hmm.
I actually, speaking of censorship, I wanted to say this. I still use Facebook because I don't see the whole point of the new like Snapchats and shit like that. I don't see the point of multiple
yeah, there's just too
social
many.
media aspects. I don't see the whole point of that. So I use Facebook, and I had an account for maybe 2.5 years.
Uh-huh.
No requirements for anything of name confirmation or anything like that. And of course, I'd never use my real name in my profile pictures and my profiles in general. Never do so because I don't like people bugging me. But mainly just random dickheads from school. But anyway, uh, so about like a couple months, or like about like a month ago, month and a half, I get a notification from Facebook stating I need real confirmation of my name because apparently somebody found Plague Bearer offensive.
Yeah.
Dude, it is literally a term from Warhammer 40K. How in the fuck is Plague Bearer offensive? It is a common term used in anything that just holds disease. How the fuck is that offensive to somebody?
You know what?
Unless you get like one of these social justice warriors that are like Plague Kin or some shit. I'm
It's like,
waiting for that.
it's like, hey YouTube, I'm offended by your censorship. I'm offended by Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh,
He
but shut up, shut
offends
up.
me. he offends me. Stop promoting him. Like he triggers me. Like I should make this complaint, but obviously it's not going to be taken seriously. It's just like when you
No,
see
because we're conservatives and we're not liberals. That's why.
right.
That's why they censor us. Like they don't care if we're offended. They
No,
just
no.
care if they're offended.
Like why would you
Mm-hmm.
care if a bunch of Nazis were offended? So essentially, like
Double standard.
yeah, and then those who are new to the stream, I say Hitler did nothing wrong. So the
Yeah.
thing is,
I don't know how the stream is still going on.
yeah, I'm surprised it's still like it hasn't been taken down yet, by the thought police. But
Yeah.
but literally, it's like yeah, Facebook is another one of these big tech companies who literally they did too much change, that they're censoring too much, and fucking Mark Zuckerberg, he makes me want to die. Like I hate him. Like
You cannot beat his stoil. I
like
fucking watch South Park way too much. I'm sorry.
he just irritates me. But
Pay your fair share. I don't have to though.
what?
It was your video that he was at Harvard.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he said that they should pay their fair share.
Oh yeah,
Something like that.
yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah,
If they're if paying their fair share means they need to just stop censoring people and just go fuck themselves, by all means, yes.
well, by all means, Marky, you can give out some of your millions of dollars to charities and stuff like that without doing it for a tax reason. But see, the thing with Facebook, you know, it's not because they become old, and that, I think that's part of the reason, you know, because they're old, you know. But I think a bigger part is this: they're becoming too complicated, too cluttered with shit. The second reason is that it's too censored. You know, that if one of these social media platforms who was hammered in the last, you know, 2 years, it was Facebook, because of their censorship, because of their, I think even Facebook recently were like they started banning like Trump ads, like they didn't want Trump to like buy ads there. So it's like, it's okay to have an opinion and having a bias, but when you're so overly doing it, it's like, especially as a company, it's like, you know. And I would even advise this to right-leaning.
Once you're done, I want to add something in real quick.
Okay, but even I would give this advice to right-leaning companies: don't put your politics into your business too much, because you want the business of people even if they don't agree with you politically. And this is where a lot of businesses fuck up, because if you're a business, you want profit. If you state your political opinions, everybody on the opposite of that opinion is going to be less likely to buy your product or buy your service.
Yeah. Just keep the politics out of the business. That would help you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would.
Unless like you create a business around politics, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, I honestly, because my Facebook profile, like back to that on my aspect, I was like, for like the 2.5 years, I was like posting all kinds of like conservative shit, all kinds of like pro-gun stuff, and like, you know, memes and shit like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's random, dumb, funny shit. And all of a sudden I get a name requirement. And it's funny because it wasn't just me. It was, you know, all kinds of people. And it's funny how all of them were conservative or Republican. Imagine that.
Yeah.
And because I've refused to actually send them any legal documentation for obvious reasons, I was sending them shit from like Filthy Frank telling him I don't give a fuck and eat my ass and everything else. And yeah, I still have yet to get access back to that profile.
Facebook is
I just made another one.
Yeah, like I don't even use, like, I used Facebook to promote my videos to like various conservative groups and stuff like that. But then I realized like a lot of these groups, like a lot of their users are inactive, so it's like fucking pointless. So I just stopped using Facebook. And like I said, Facebook is just so cluttered. You know, it's just so, you know, it's just too hard to use. And this is what
crap.
This is what I fear about YouTube going down the same road, because I deeply enjoy it.
There's ass tons of content on YouTube, so seeing it go down the same road would be catastrophic.
Oh yeah, it would like be, because YouTube is, you know, we talk a lot of shit about the mainstream media, but if you really look at it in numbers and data, YouTube is mainstream media. YouTube gets more views, watch time, active users, like 100 times more than any cable form all combined. So we are technically the mainstream media. YouTube is mainstream media in the most, you know,
technical aspect.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but when I say mainstream media, I'm not talking about in views and subscriptions and watch time and stuff like that. Who owns YouTube? Google owns YouTube, and then Alphabet owns Google. Who owns Alphabet? I don't know. That's a good point. Who owns YouTube? Google. Who owns Google? Alphabet. Who owns Alphabet? I don't know. That's some CEOs, some board. I don't fucking know. But
I've never even heard of Alphabet. I thought Google was like pretty much just like its own thing.
That's what I thought too until I started researching this shit. And then like I found out that actually Google is a, you know, it has a parent company too. And then like, well, how fucking far does the rabbit hole go down? You know, it's like, geez.
That is actually shocking to me.
Yeah, no one knows. I don't, you know, cat's paw. Maybe it's fucking aliens who own Alphabet. You know.
Fucking aliens. It's always aliens.
Fucking aliens.
Well, I thought aliens didn't see us. They refused to come here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nope. It's the Illuminati.
Yeah, it has to be
Fucking, I'm gonna start seeing a drone come by my window now from the fucking FBI or some shit.
No
I'm
witnesses. Just they're to kill you because you did
Yeah,
that.
yeah. This
Aliens.
Kirk's news network is kind of turning into Infowars now. Fucking aliens and conspiracy theories. Fucking
Should I
love it.
start like injecting myself with like all kinds of caffeine and really get myself hyped up? I'll be the
Yeah,
hype
talk
man of
about
the show.
talk about bone broth. This is selling a bunch of
Some
stupid
random shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, just get on camera and just rip off my shirt and scream like a fucking caveman, like Alex Jones does.
That would be entertaining.
Yeah, Alex Jones, like, he's infotainment. He's news with entertainment. A lot of liberals like
Very
to
much
say,
on the emphasis of entertainment.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
like a big thing of CNN's claim that he was, like unstable and controversial was because of how he acts. And he acts very nutty. Obviously it's an act. He does it for views. He does it as entertainment. But this gave CNN, fervor to say, okay, look at this guy. He's crazy. He's this and that. He's not professional. And then YouTube obviously wanted their money, bent over backwards with no lube and said, go ahead and pound us, CNN. And this is what, it scares me about, this kind of stuff. Because, again, like, I have a copyright strike from MSNBC. NBC Universal, right? I have a copyright strike from them. It expires in May, but that means somebody at NBC Universal saw my video and made a effort to get that shit taken down and give me a strike for it. So it's like,
hey, at least you're gaining attention.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like it's kind of an honor because like, oh, like, I was noticed by them and then like they striked me down, so obviously I'm striking a chord with them, but at the same time,
So
they can.
Obviously, you're some kind of a threat to them, or that shit would have happened.
I don't think it's a threat. I think they got mad because how I titled my video, because it was like debating Rachel Maddow, and then in parentheses it was like Rachel Mad Cow. So I
love that name.
I think they got triggered by that, so they were like, "Oh, we gotta take."
They get triggered by everything. They get triggered by the word "triggered," for fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's like everything can get triggered. Everyone's triggered by something.
Is that water blue? Oh my god, I'm so triggered.
Like it's just
my
like
phone works. Triggered.
Oh.
It's just like I didn't wake up in time. Triggered. I saw like a white person down the street, like I'm fucking triggered. It's just like, and this is
white.
A lot of this is my generation. Sorry, Seth, but a lot of this triggering bullshit, SJW, is my generation. So like, it's
I
like
hate your generation.
It's okay, man. It makes for some great memes.
It does, but
true.
I'm pushed into that group of millennials. When you talk about millennials, I am one of them. I was born in 1994, so
1999. Hey.
Oh yeah, you're. Yeah, I think you would be considered a millennial since you were born before the turn of the millennial. Yeah. Seth, on the other hand, here is.
I'm a millennial Z. There we go. I'm a combo.
No, I'm sorry. You're with us too. Come on, you're a millennial. There's only one generation Z here, and that's Seth.
Yeah. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Just so tricky. Like, it's so sad too because like my generation has a name to us. Like we're millennials, and like Generation Z has Generation Z, and then they're also known as the I generation, and then after them would be the Generation Alpha, which sounds a lot better than Generation Z. But
is there going to be a Generation Omega, Zeta, all this other shit?
Like, I don't know like how we're going to start over again because like generation, like, okay, my technical name for my generation is Generation Y because before us was Generation X, and then after us is Generation Z. So
that's gonna be Generation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Right, but I don't know. It's just like my generation is just like so fucked up, and it's like we're the ones who pushed all this SJW nonsense, and it just like we were. I remember when I was younger, like people were talking about like, oh, I was a millennial, like back, when my generation was like the up and coming, and we were supposed to be the best generation, but we turned out to be the most shittiest one. You know, it is what it is. You know, I remember my first music CD was the Backstreet Boys, and it was literally like you had to literally play it into a CD player. Like, you know, Seth, you don't know nothing about this. This was before your time.
What's that?
Fucking CD players and VHSs and stuff like that.
I just saw some of the comments on the YouTube thing. I actually just pulled it up. My God.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, man,
What happened to?
Huh?
Hey, Cat Pause. What happened to the Coca-Cola generation?
Oh man, like what were we supposed to be talking about? We just got off topic. We just got off topic and started ranting about aliens and Nazis and shit.
Illuminati
And becoming like, you know, InfoWars, which I have no problem with. I have no problem talking about conspiracy theories. I actually find them interesting. But when they get to the point where it's like the moon is a hologram, it's like, okay, I'm gonna use you as entertainment now, not something that I consider. Like the whole reptilian thing, like the government is led by reptilians.
Reptilian death ray, gotta be.
It's just like something like that. Like that's too far. Like believing that our government is ran by people who are reptiles on the inside. It's like, I don't know. That's kind of out there, you know. Talking about fucking whatever that planet. Was that you, Seth? Oh no, that was Plague. The art is not good. Oh, is this a music video? Oh man, I'll be strike down if I play this on the stream.
Do not play it over the stream.
I'll be strike down so hard.
Don't get a damn strike. I ended up doing that in one of my COD videos. Will you shut up, Budgie? Oh my God. Anyway. It's my bird. My bird's having a bitch fit. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
She thinks she's a little badass. Anyway, I actually, like one of my COD videos that I did, I ended up getting a fucking strike about a year back because of, you know, apparently there was a song from the band Korn in there. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's nothing too minor. I mean, everything's all peachy now, but.
Yeah, I used to be a big fan of COD, Call of Duty, zombies and stuff.
Same here. Used to.
But, it's okay.
It's just kind of become literally just different theme, copy and paste the same shit.
Yeah, but you know, it is what it is. You know, companies change and whatnot. But I think we have our time on this stream now. It's been over an hour and 1 minute. So I think we pretty much covered everything. And if you guys want to add anything?
No.
Plague?
Oh yes. Do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior Korn, the God of Blood?
Hell no. But I remember when some Jehovah's Witnesses came to my door, and I opened my door. They were like, "Hi," and then I slammed the door back on their face. I was such an ass. But yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream, and thank you guys for being a part of my little first episode thing here. And
technically second.
Okay, but
no technicality, second.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for being here, and see you guys tomorrow.
You're welcome.
No problem, bro.
Video.
No problem.